This is day 1543 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. They're doing there Siman Shin Sif Chaf Hey, Siman Shin Aleph Sif Vav. Chaf Hey, Hamani Behemos Machlis Chabon Dochir, somebody who's conducting animals and puts the ropes in his hand. Behem Plishtim and Tzema, some are linen, some are wool, harays and mutters missile. Avagav Shkoch Yada, even though wrap them on your hand. Koshum Kulam Keshachem, however you tie them all in a permanent knot. With two stitches, that would seem to be two separate things. Or two stitches. Two stitches by sewing. Maybe it means kashakama is like a double knot. That's probably, I assume that's what it means. Nasagan there for kilayim, but also you can't wrapped on your hand. Since that's not his intent. But there we show the psik ratio. The first opinion holds it's a psik ratio. It's inevitable that your hand will get worn, which is the definition of hanoah for kilayim. Definition of even though kilayim is it's about hanoah, it's going to be hanoah slavisha. Wearing something is that it heats you up. In the brackets, he says, possession goes have mishtei kifos. Now he wrote two stitches, which seems to be out of place here. Can you have a task you can have? Can you push Rashi you down? Can you say Arukh HaShulchan much goes a task that everybody says goes have you kifa achas? Even one stitch, I assume it means even a single knot. Amish of says they came in Rambam. I will see the bag of bicycle chazavo. I chum got Rambam a right and chum. Every sense even the specific prohibition on the double knot with a single knot. Chafav Tanamish Likil Kilayim says I am says kind of Masak Vakupa Mitzvah from the Kilayim. The sack and a box inside the kilayim, so they joined the effort kilayim. Yishami Amru up and no mitzvah kilayim. A father and son joined the kilayim. Ketzad, how so? Because about two chatichos beged pishtim mechuberes las chatichos beged pishtim. You have a piece of the linen garment mechuberes las which is connected to a sack. Chatichos beged sem mechuberes lakupa, and a piece of a woolen garment is connected to a box. And you connect them together with two stitches, with starfing them and then join together. Even though they are connected to two separate vessels. So also it's kasa b'sak over kupa, and you can't cover yourself up either with the sack or with the box. We don't say each one is independent. The brackets he says here since the final analysis, the linen and the wool are connected to each other. Okay, out of the brackets again. However, no ketan. What does it mean, father and son? If he was wearing wool with no tissue, his son's wearing linen. The chiber, and he connected beged his garment in beged with the garment of his son, which they fierce with two stitches. V'chagar chagur alav pull the belt on him. No. So it's going to kill us. I can't kill him. Don't put a belt on both of them. It's okay. Since they're two separate creatures, lo shayach lamar she's okay. Can't say it's kilayim. Himself joins the kilayim. How so? I love his temper. Raglo achas echad. He was wearing wool on one leg, bishlam sheis linen on another leg. And he sewed them together with two stitches. Hare or here it goes, be tied together with double knot. Hare kilayim is kilayim. I can't show you. Pashu the abu no lav dafka. Obviously, father and son is not specific. For the end, it's true about other individuals as well. Ram Levi Yerushalmi says the Ram does not bring the Yerushalmi to Avonot, father and son. Because it makes sense. Here, Godel Taimo. Neshem is a boost of cloud. Reason doesn't bring down because no chiddush at all. She became mistakevos if they are combined with two stitches. Ayin Sham. The bracket says, "V'mayim Yerushalmi Gur Lahedi." The Ram appears low chiber beged ava ben zelazet. Ram did not explain that you connected the father's garment and the son's garment to each other. But you put a belt on both of them. Yushalmi rejects the shains the kilayim. That's not considered kilayim. Because I name Moshe and Sham. Fisher Yushalmi lo yizker klaus shetafar regarding himself as that. So Yushalmi I mentioned all that you sew the garments to each other. Cushions which they give us are tying them with double knot. Gamadova Tamuahu Kamban obviously it's also strange. Marshall obviously. Shmita Ram that's why leaves after. Da Yishno the Medivi Raman Yireh Shosa Ba'avno Shetafar Yachad Apolo Chagura. Also, the father and son eat when he was still together, eating without a belt, which seems to be partial. I don't know why that's a chiddush. Ayin shal b'shachar to sif kontez zayin v'duk. Shinaf in mutar atzir kilayim tachas tachta. You're allowed to put kilayim underneath yourself. Brodim and other halachas. Aleph shtei mikros yesh b'chilei b'godim. There are two psukim by kilaim of garments. One is the parashat beged kilaim shatnez le'alecha, a garment of kilaim shatnez should not go upon you. Shem v'teitz is the second parashat v'teitz. V'lo tibat shatnez, do not put on clothing of shatnez. Tzem pishim yachdav, wool and linen together. B'tari b'sifri shom, it says that sifri lo tibat shatnez yochel lo yibash ki said tzemer. The pishna doesn't mean that you shouldn't put on strands of wool and strands of linen. Tamil shatnez davashu tushua tova v'nuz, something which is smooth, carded, combed, spun and woven, or braided. Cool. In the yellow shalilbash, you know you can't wear. Naturally, you can't cover yourself with them. Tamil shouldn't go over you. We say you can't take put a bundle behind yourself, a box on yourself, and brackets instead of kupa shumer kilaim, box in which is kilaim garment. Tamil lo silbash. Levisha b'chayil, so it says don't wear. Levisha was included. The bracket says b'chayil law in putting on. It says why does it come out specifically to say lo silbash? Akisha allowed to draw an inference to it. The Malach tells Malabishim Yuchedesh Shiyah Noas Haguf. So it's like wearing is unique in that it's a benefit of the body. I've called Noas Haguf, like you mentioned earlier, anything which is benefit of the body. Yochel le'yibash chaluk shel tzemer al chaluk shel pishtan doesn't mean you can't wear a robe of wool on a robe of linen. Tamil yachdav, no, it says yachdav. They have to be bonded together. Akal shel sifri. Page Torah's Kohen Paras Kedoshim Tanya. Torah's Kohen says, "Beged kilaim matam lo ma'azav kilaim fishne mar lo sebas shatnez." So it says, "Don't wear shatnez semer pishim yachdav." Wool and together. Yochel lo yabash ki said semer v'anitzei pishtan. Should not wear strands of wool and strands of linen. Tamar beged v'chuli miklal shenemar lo ya'aleh lecha. It says lo ya'aleh lecha should not go upon you. Yochel lev shil skupa achor. Mean you can't put a box behind yourself. Tamar lo sibat says don't wear. And the shlo yabash, oh no, you can't wear. Now she's kaseh. You know that you should not cover yourself. Tamar lo ya'aleh should go upon you. Mutatzalatzir tachtecha. And that's the Chiddush here that says you're allowed to put it underneath you. You should not do it. So that a thread should not go up on your flesh. That which it says you're allowed to put underneath you, doraisa. Forbade it. Maybe a thread is going to get wrapped on your flesh. Isa Gemara was so Perakah on the Besa. That's the Gemara there. V'reish Perakah the Yuma, Perakah of the tummy. Really, is Zeshim B'Sifri and Mike Giz Etzemer Anitze Pishna Mishanez. That which the Sifri precludes the strands of wool and strands of linen. For Shanez, the Torah's calling Ma'alon Beged. One the Sifri learns that precludes it from Shatnez, and the Torah's calling precludes it from Beged. Sifri lo sifas. The Sifri is calling to add out that feeling my son came Beged, even made something like a garment. Mutim in Torah, it's not with Mutim Midrash and Nesha Einon Shua Tov Venus, as long as it's not combed, spun, and braided. In bracket says here, that which the Chaim includes felt asmachta ba'alma. It's an asmachta, which goes to Rav and Sham Perusha Ayin Sham, because it's not news. Vinay Lashon Tamur Torah's Chaim Ayin Sham, language of course Chaim is difficult. There's daiti ha'girsa mupeches. The girsa seems to be backwards. Chaim something like this doesn't say Yochel lo yibash gizei tzera v'nitzei pishtan. Should you not wear strands of wool and strands of linen? Shatnez means not just strands. How do you know felt is included? Beged Ayin Sham. According to the Drush, is the same as the free. And the felt is just an asmachta. Here's what the Torah says. The Dvar Torah, the prohibition claim is only when you're wearing it. Or put them by yourself as to warm yourself. And you're not putting yourself to warm yourself. Such as you're in a tent of kilaim, which shelters you. Or you holding a basket of kilaim behind yourself. You put underneath yourself, mutar tzrisul. Chachamim said, I feel eser matzos, even 10 spreads, zuah gabzu, one on top of the other. Kilaim tachteim, and the kilaim underneath it, it's like the princess and the bee. Also, the you're not allowed to sleep on them. Shema tichrach olam nima, maybe a No, the reason's not the same. Maybe, although maybe a thread will wrap itself around you. It seems around this way, but it's actually a little bit difference in language. Because they write even 10 spreads. And bottom also in the top one. Because maybe a strand will go wrap itself on your flesh. The Rambam wrote the bottom of its Kalim, but and the Tur wrote the Kalim is underneath them. There's no difference. The 10 is not specific for the man saying things about 200. Ram right now at the top, it's in the top part. The Torah is also Lishan Aleim. The Torah right now to sleep on them. By the time of boy, the difference in language requires an explanation. That's because language in the Gemara is always follows the language employed by the Torah here. So it seems to me that the Rambam I'm literally changed the language of the Shas. If the issue is that maybe some thread will wrap itself upon himself from the lower one, it's only relevant. This happens during sleep. The person who sleeps turns from side to side. So all the spreads get spread apart. Like it says, Zavim, Paradam Shadad, Yoshain. If he sleeps, it's not sure if he turns over them. Tamaim, Ayin Shab, he turned over on them, so it's Tamay. Because the Mishka Bazav, but by sitting, we're not so concerned. Kamash I might say that way. Kamash I said the Rambam is telling us I feel Lesha Lame also even sin them is also. Vulai Lom them at Torah's Karim, Shavim see base, they even learn Torah's Karim. Shom as Tam says generically, Amucha Lo Sas Hakein. Chum said, don't do this. The Mashma seems to indicate the Ben Yeshiva Ben Mishena, whether you're sitting or sleeping. Hey, but you should know, some say the few times that so that the issue is maybe a thread will wrap itself in its flesh, and it's a dafka sheshochei barum. It's only a prohibition when you're lying naked. That's a grah. Because there's also an interruption between him and the Kalim. But there's an interruption between Mutzah. There's no interruption. Even the lying is which you don't normally wear, like a pillow or a blanket. Also, it's forbidden because it's going to get wrapped around. That Chazal said even 10 mattresses are also. That's another reason. It's a gzeira, they might come to wear it. And not actually, it's not because there's all this hepsing, but he might come to eventually to wear it. And the intent is it's referring to as a garment of climb underneath all those spreads which you can possibly put on. Aval matzos bilvad mutter, but the spreads themselves. If one of the bottom spreads would be kilayim, be mutter came and because you can't wear them. If came shochib aroma kilayim, and therefore the prohibition will only be if you're lying naked on the spread of kilayim, because it might get wrapped around. But if it's a garment underneath them, also if you're it's also even already fully clothed. Because maybe you put it on. I'm going to have a comment even dash you. Now the Gra wrote the only is when you're lying naked. Actually, as far as the Ram of a tour, even though it's not explicit in the Ram of a tour, become going Avshalom arcade. Nevertheless, it's possible to say this. Maybe the thread will curl on his flesh. That's when your flesh is revealed. Every time say but that which he wrote that according to this understanding, the prohibition is when there's no interruption between the climb. But said to a Rambam Tur okay. Rambam Tur definitely hold that way. Don't hold that way. Also that which wrote there's a separate reason of Shemal Yilbosh. If he said can't beg him so it's according to this only prohibited if there's a garment underneath all the spreads. Okay. They also don't know that way. Because the idea, Ram writes explicitly, Eser Matzos, 10 spreads, are Tachtun Shebahem Kilaim. And the bottom amongst them is Kilaim, also the Sheba earlier, now it's even on the top one, Shemati Korech Chule. Harim before the Shechashosha, the Shemati Korech, so he says it quite explicitly that the problem of Shemati Korech, then maybe it's going to get curled around. But I feel Eser Matzos, even with 10 spreads, there's no garment below them. Even to a word language of 10 spreads and kilaim underneath them, which because it means say refers to a garment of kilaim. Can't say this. The only mentions that it might curl. The low doesn't mention all that he might come to wear it. In the brackets it says, well, it seems to say quite clearly there's one issue. Shomer Chitem and the Mapsi says, if you're going to say it's an interruption, I feel that's what about the 10 spreads? For the head yacht, and that's clearly going on Shemate Korekai. It's going on the curling. Is that Shemashayim Mishum Shneimar Lo Yaleh Alecha? And that which he concludes that is because one of them is on account of Lo Yaleh Alecha. Chadab Yuma Uvitomid Leis okay. It's not that way in the Gemara. Furthermore, Tochi Pirusho. That's what it means to say. They're machir because of the potential issue of how putting on a halach and putting on a kilayim, because then maybe it will wrap around the duke. So it's rejecting the growth duke. I think that's it for today. Yeah.